Kung Fu Critic.
Why the K in Critic? The K is for karma. Why hello, Kung Fu Critic here. Today we're going to be covering Shaolin vs. Lama, a fantastically fun martial arts film, a little more on the comedic side, especially with some of those interesting sound effect choices. We're going to take a look today, and hopefully you'll get as big of a kick out of it as I do. Let's look at the cast list. Here we have our hero, Sun Yu-ting, played by actor Alexander Lo Ray. We have our helpful little monk, Xiuxi, played by actor William Yen. We have our wise but drunken and hungry master, Puchie, played by actor Sun Zhengji. And finally we have our villainous Lama, Yao Fenglin, played by actor Chang Shen. Now let's take a look at the film. Our film begins with Sun Yu-ting entering a temple. He wishes to learn from the master how to best be a kung fu expert. After explaining this, he asks to fight the master. They begin their rather interesting kung fu action. Notice the extra soft dirt that's placed just below any time anybody falls. This is an old kung fu trick used in movies to try to soften the blow ever so slightly. He finds his master is inadequate and leaves.
Goodbye.
Upon leaving, he runs into our soon-to-be-discovered little monk, Xiuxi. He is saved by our hero Sun Yu-ting and feels grateful. He is then brought to the monk's temple, where he meets our master, Puchie. This master is a downtrodden master who has lost his faith and now drinks and eats meat every day, against the Shaolin rules. Sun Yu-ting is quickly defeated by our master Puchie. You can tell that this is more of a comedic romp, especially when the master Puchie sticks his disgusting foot into Sun Yu-ting's mouth for what I consider an excessive amount of time. Lovely. Sun Yu-ting decides that Puchie is indeed the master for him. A bit unorthodox, but the man for the job. But Master Puchie will not accept any more students. Why is this? Because of a terrible, tragic past. A former student, Yao Fenglin, secretly a Lama, apparently broke into one of their defensive towers and stole a book with sacred techniques. After this, Master Puchie refuses to accept any more students under his tutelage. Sun Yu-ting decides the best way to get around not being able to learn directly is to learn indirectly, by tempting the master by cooking different meals. So our extra hungry, thirsty master will appear, fight for the meal, and Sun Yu-ting can learn techniques. This continues on for a little while, until eventually Sun Yu-ting is discovered in the temple, and our head abbot master decides he must be thrown out. Later on, Sun Yu-ting discovers a girl in trouble, rescues her, and they quickly escape back to the temple. Upon entering the temple, it is discovered that Yao Fenglin, the disgraced student, is indeed returned, and he is out for vengeance against the Shaolin. Sun Yu-ting begs to be allowed into the temple to learn the technique. Our hero is now seen in a better light by Master Puchie, maybe because he realizes that he needs somebody who can take care of Yao Fenglin, decides to teach him. This begins a phenomenal montage. Notice the echo effect in the background for every sound that occurs. Notice the over-the-top methods of using rubber to stretch his muscles as he walks, using heavy-weighted hands and legs. And of course, you have to love the traditional elements of the master shaking his head in disapproval as he falls trying to learn. And you have to love that at the end, of course, he can do all of this with the quickest of ease. After our wonderful montage, the evil Lama Yao Fenglin appears, begins to fight with our student Sun Yu-ting, and Master Puchie has to use all of his kung fu arts to compete with Yao Feng Lin, who has finally learned the secrets of the book that he stole so long ago. Our poor master is then deceased. As the group circles around Master Puchier, who has now fallen, you will hear a phrase that you will hear quite often in this film of Buddha's name be praised. This is said quite a few times, almost to the point of comedic effect. I'm not making fun of Buddhism here, I'm just saying. You can praise Buddha as much as you want, but for a feature film, I'm counting at least 30 Buddha's names being praised.
Buddha's name be praised. Buddha's name be praised.
Sun Yun-ting decides he will run away and take his revenge, but the head abbot says, "This is not allowed, you will be punished. You will scrub the floors and learn a new technique known as Buddha Finger."
Buddha Finger.
Nah. Anyways, he learns this technique rather quickly, of course, how to punch holes through paper and punch through sticks. After this is learned, it is later found out that Yao Feng Lin has killed more innocents, and the head abbot of the Shaolin Temple will go out and handle this himself. He escapes into the night, running to meet our Yao Feng Lin at dawn, where an epic battle will occur. This is a fairly decent fight. I don't know how old some of these actors are, but wonderful choreography, great action. You even get to see the head abbot stabbed before our big finish with our hero, Sun Yun-ting. He appears with our little helpful monk as they combine for a tag team effort. With Sun Yun-ting's new Buddha Finger mastered, he has to find the weak point, which apparently is in the armpits. I especially love when he or she jumps on top of our evil Lama, holds his arms up, while Sun Yun-ting stabs deep into those pits. They jump, they roll, they fight, they tussle. He eventually gets thrown into the drink, comes out, is ready to deal a final blow when our Master Abbot says, "Buddha's name be praised. Show him mercy." Sun Yun-ting, learning the lesson of mercy, agrees. He starts to leave when suddenly our evil Lama Yao Feng Lin decides, head slap, head smack, I am the devil. And I must prove Buddha exists by killing myself. He's dead. And that concludes Shaolin vs. Lama. An interesting film with a lot of great aspects to it. Comedic, decent action, wonderful choreography, interesting characters, and I believe a more than decent story development. Typical for a Fu film, but well done. If you can find a copy, I recommend you pick it up. This is the Kung Fu Critic, signing out. Everybody's favorite spot. What is this new technique? This new technique is known as the Buddha Finger.